I lived in Northern California in the early 1990s, and I had a friend of mine who was in a romantic relationship, an intimate relationship that was stuck. She called it the never-ending date because they could not take the relationship forward to a deeper commitment and they couldn't end it. So she felt like they were stuck. And I had lunch with her one day. I hadn't seen her for a while. And I said, how are things going? She said, oh, you wouldn't believe what's happening in my life. And I said, well, try me. She said, well, I was sitting with my boyfriend. I was sitting with my boyfriend on the couch. And we were watching television. And all of a sudden, we heard this crash in the bathroom. And we went and looked. And she said the water pipe, the hot water pipe under the sink, had blown open with so much force, it ripped the vanity door off the hinges and blew it into the wall on the other side of the bathroom. And I said, wow, that's amazing. She said, well, I'm not done yet. She said, so we were going into the garage to get in the car to go to the hardware store and fix the sink. And she said the garage floor was covered with hot water from the hot water heater that had exploded in the garage. And as we were backing down the driveway in my Fiero, the radiator hose on my car blew open and blew hot radiator fluid all over the driveway. And I said, wow. I said, what in the world is going on in your life? She said, you wouldn't believe my life. She said, our house, it's like a pressure cooker. And then she stopped right there. And she said, you don't think that has anything to do with what just happened in the bathroom and in the garage, do you? And I said, well, in my world, it has everything to do with what happened. I said, because the pressure, the emotional pressure that you're feeling in this relationship is mirrored. It's reflected in the world around us, sometimes in ways that are obvious, sometimes they aren't. And it depends on whether or not we can resolve those issues or not. But I believe we are tuned so deeply to our world and to one another. So let me share a story of how deeply tuned we are to the beings we share this world with. My mom has a little dog, a little terrier. Her name was Corey Sue, who's no longer in this world right now. But when she was, she shared a very important lesson with my mom. I used to talk to my mom. I'd call her from wherever I was in the world every Sunday just to check in and say hi, how are you doing? And I called her on one Sunday, and she said, well, I'm okay. She said, but I'm concerned about Corey, my dog. And I said, well, what's wrong? She says, well, she's been acting funny, and I took her to the vet. And the vet did some tests, and they ran some x-rays, and her lungs are covered with black spots that are becoming worse and threatening her life. And she said, what do you think about that? And I said, well, I'm concerned about Corey. But I said, in my world, we live in a reflected reality. I said, if Corey is reflecting in her body something in the reality that you share with her, what's happening in your body? I said, have you had a physical recently? She said, yeah, I had one. And I said, did you do a chest x-ray? She said, no, I put that one off. And I said, well, go get a chest x-ray. And I called her the next week. And she waited and waited, and she said, well, I will. She said, first, I want to put a garden in, and I want to get sod in the yard, and I want to get the house painted. All these diversions. And I said, Mom, just go get a chest x-ray. And she did, and sure enough, she had what turned out to be a malignant tumor on her lung. And Mom has read all my books and been to all my programs, and she says, I understand that self-healing is possible. But I'm going to share this with you because I want to share how differently we can think about these things. She said, I understand it's possible. She said, but it's not for me. She said, I need to know in my mind that this tumor is gone. She goes, I'm going to go for surgery and have the tumor removed. And once it's removed, that will free me in the world to change my lifestyle. And she began exercising and taking supplements and changed her diet and everything, but she had to know in her frame of mind that she was free of the tumor. So that's what she did. Now, here's why I'm sharing the story. After she recovered, we took Corey back to the vet and had her examined again. And when they did the x-rays, all the black spots were gone from her lung. So she was reflecting a condition in my mom's body before my mom even knew it was present. And when we look closely, we find that this happens all the time. Our world is a reflection of our deepest beliefs and of the physical embodiment of those beliefs. And sometimes those around us, people and animals alike, they love us so deeply that they will take on and mirror the conditions that maybe we are not ready to see.
Hat dir dieses Video gefallen? Dann abonniere jetzt unbedingt diesen Kanal. Denn schon bald findest du hier den nächsten Beitrag von einem deiner Top-Mentoren.